Re-engaging closed loss deals. Thanks for the intro. My name is Maitrik. I'm a growth marketer over at Assembled. And today we want to create dialogue with sales opportunities and business our team didn't win. We're going to do it by making sense of unstructured data. We're going to send some outbound messaging, and we're also going to create, probably the most fun part, create custom websites for every single prospect at scale that we want to re-engage with, all within context, of course. So why do we do this? Closed loss deals had the highest conversion rates, something Upside has told me, and I believe. And we already know these accounts. We know their pain points, who's there. We know more about them than anyone else. The problem is there's a lot of upfront work with going after closed loss deals. There's a bunch of transcripts, and salespeople don't really want to do it, especially getting it right. It's just a ton of upfront work and bandwidth. Of course, Assembled has many customers, but a lot of them have some information we don't want to share. So today we're going to be selling to the Mars Martians. They're a small support team with 50 or so agents. And the reason we lost was timing. They are using a competitor of ours, Variant. I don't know if I mentioned what Assembled does. We do customer support software. So how it works. From a high level, there are three things. There's the data layer, the reasoning layer, and the orchestration layer. The data layer, we're capturing everything from internal data and public data. The reasoning layer is we're leveraging AI and large context windows to make decisions on the data that we've acquired, and then the orchestration layer. So the more the fun part. So generating content, sending it to the platforms that our sales team uses, and making everything usable and automated. Before we get into the actual automations, there are a couple of rules to building that I think I've distilled. When you're building for multiple teams, use tools that everyone can manage. So in our case, we use Clay instead of code just because we're working with the sales team, the marketing team, and other stakeholders. Everything should be a function in Clay, and each function should tell you what to do next. So every AI prompt should have an output that tells you what do I do with this reasoning and what do I do next. For those who aren't familiar with Clay, functions are like Claude skills in Claude and components in Figma, something that you can reference. And you want to minimize the number of inputs. And so we only use account ID from Salesforce for internal data and website for external data. So I'm going to flip over to Clay and show you what a example closed loss table looks like for us. You can see that it's all functions up here at the top. Nothing is hard-coded in this table. And our inputs are going to be account ID if it's internal data. So we're pulling all the transcripts. We're pulling all the emails that the salespeople might have gone back and forth with. We're analyzing them, and then we're finding relevant case study based off of our backend in Notion. That's all internal data, so making sense of all the conversations, but then we have external data. So we're getting signals. We're pulling anything online. Are they hiring for customer support? News articles, mergers, acquisitions, like anything that exists on the internet, we're capturing here. And then we're pushing that all against our featured database. So what features have we launched since last speaking? Can we surface those? What makes sense? I think the part here that's really cool is like when AI tells you what to do next, you can start to figure out when is it a good time to reach out to someone. It's not a good time to reach out to everyone. And so here, when we get to who we made a custom website for, which is this node here, it's only for a few people. And then, just because we don't have too much time, I'm just going to go over prospecting and then sending off messaging as a separate thing, but that would happen in another table. It's here now just for demo purposes. We send things to Slack for talk tracks to salespeople, Gong for emails and calls, and HeyReach for LinkedIn messaging, all that completely automated. But I think what everyone's most excited for is making websites at scale for everyone. And so this is what our Martian website looks like. We talk about things that the salesperson and our company had talked about in calls. We explain what's new. We surface things that we flagged, and a lot more. I think the part here that is really impressive is the modular system. So everyone here is a system thinker. I mean, there's a bunch of go-to-market engineers. Closed loss is one use case. Because we built everything in functions, because our website is, again, modular, we can ask the question, what happens when there's 10,000 accounts? Well, it works because there are no dependencies and every system is reusable. So we can do this for open opportunities, top of funnel, people we've never spoken to, middle funnel. It doesn't really matter. And like I mentioned, Clay, everything's a function. And so when you look at our table, it's just a bunch of check marks. And then we're looking at maybe 40 or so columns here. In the back end, there's about 500 to 600, pulling in all that information. The website, it's one repo, one database on Supabase, and it powers everything. It can work for anyone pretty much. And then I guess the most impressive part is regardless of what sections you take out, if AI thinks that we shouldn't have them in there, like case studies or things that were mentioned in calls, If all that gets taken out, it still works. The website will still get made with the right context and content. And yeah, at scale, pretty much being able to send it out to everyone, engaging, close lots of deals.